everybody? It is Mary.
And Amma.
We invite you guys to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, you all. And thank you for coming to our channel and checking out our content today.
I have been wanting to say thank you for the 2,800 subscribers that we have. We are at 2,800.
Yes, woo!
Oh my God! Do you
Such
remember
a blessing.
when we were at just like at one?
I know. We've grown
one
so
or
much.
two, and it was what was her name? Tanisha.
Yeah.
I still remember her. And then someone else came and said that they were actually first, the investor lady.
Yeah.
So now I just have to say both of them.
Yeah.
Because, but you guys are just as important to us.
Yes.
And all of the people who have come after these two amazing women have just been there since then, 2,800. Like, I am amazed. 2,800. That's 2,800 people. Do you understand? We were at 1, 2, 10. Remember when we were thanking for every subscriber until we reached 100?
Yeah.
Then we started thanking for when we reached every 100 milestone. And we haven't done that in a while. So.
But today we are here to talk about Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons and their two daughters, you all. Yeah. Some things have come out recently. I believe Ming Lee Simmons, she actually posted a Father's Day picture thanking her mom, basically for being mom and dad. And it started this chain of events.
Right.
Kimora Lee Simmons, she went on live and she kind of gave her portion of the story where it seems like Russell has kind of been verbally and emotionally abusive to her and the kids, and how he has been threatening them in their lives and stuff. And then her daughter Aoki actually came out as well and talked about all these names he will call them and how he has cut her off and all this stuff.
Right.
And I just feel like it's a very sad and unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
I do completely believe the daughter, and I feel like it's kind of sad because he did come out and he was like, well, I love you guys more than I love myself. And to me, it just seemed like, one, he didn't acknowledge anything he said. It kind of gave weight to what she said, where she says that, Russell will be like, you go ahead and say whatever you want on live because who's going to believe you? I'm Russell Simmons. So it just seemed like he tried to flip the script and stuff. And my thing is, when you see these women cry and you see them kind of breaking down, that doesn't come from nowhere. No. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he obviously has done quite a bit of wrong. And I did see some people online talking about how, girl, get over it. He's just yelling at you. My daddy yelled at me and all this stuff. And, he's cutting you off. Girl, bye. I've had to struggle my whole life. My thing is, I feel like when you have yes, some of us, we didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouths, raised by a single mom. There were times where things were hard or whatever, stuff like that. So not everything was easy, right? But when you are Russell Simmons, you have money. You don't, I feel like he kind of is misusing his wealth, because for any of us, I feel like any person with common sense, if you have a bunch of money and you have kids, why would you want them to struggle? Like for me, if I was a millionaire tomorrow and I had the 6 kids that I've always wanted, there's nothing that they will ever have to want for. Like, you will provide for them, you'll protect them. That's because you want them to have generational wealth. You want them to thrive and succeed in life. If you have money, you shouldn't want your children to struggle. And I mean, some people will be like, well, you have to work for what you have, which there's ways that you can do that, but it doesn't mean you kick your kids out and you don't provide for them. I personally think it's a shame that he is not providing for them and he cut them off during college. And for me, I thought it was very odd that you would do that during graduation. I feel like
that's really tough.
I remember graduating and then also senior year. I was busy. It was to the point I had 6 mental breakdowns when I was getting ready to graduate. For some reason, I just did not even feel like finishing. Even though I had been in college for 4 or 5 years at this point. You know what I'm saying? It was the last week. I was just sleeping on the couch.
Just out of it. It was you have to see this through.
Mom was like, are you trying not to graduate? I feel like there's certain times in a child's life where you really need your parents. And I feel like he probably has failed them, but I feel like he shouldn't be going out of his way to continue to like berate them, like talk down to them, like you calling your daughter the B word and insulting her. All of that is verbal and emotional and mental abuse. That's not okay.
I have heard him with my own eyes and my ears. I heard him, and I saw the interview he was doing, and he called her the B word. He was like, oh yeah, sometimes she has like a B. He was talking about Aoki.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with that, even though he tried to laugh it off and say some nice things about her. But it was just the ease in which he said the B word in regard to his daughter that was just like, that's kind of violent. And that's what I thought at the time. And that was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, but I also don't think he should be getting the kids involved. I feel like it's really just, there's a lot of things that he's doing just that is not right.
No.
You know, and I mean, obviously, you know, who wants to be on Instagram Live crying about their family drama? No. Who wants to do that?
Certainly not someone who's young, like in their 20s. Like, she's only 20. This girl, I mean, we know she just graduated.
Yeah.
She's the youngest in a very long time to have ever done it. Double major.
Yeah.
And has done very well from Harvard. So proud of you, Aoki.
Yes.
So proud of you. And she has done this, and to cut her off when she needs it, like she talked about him cutting off health insurance, cutting off money, like if she disagrees with him, phone bills, she'll be in Greece, he cut off her debit card, debit card or whatever it is she cut off. Like, that is not okay. That's you not protecting her as a father when she is, I mean, I feel as though I still kind of consider children a minor, not because the government tells me they're 18. That means they're an adult. After all, if you think they're adults, why do you not let them drink then? You wait until they're 21.
Exactly.
So I just feel like, not because the government says they're 18. To me, children are still a minor, especially if they're still in college.
Yeah.
You know, and you have already started taking care of them in college. This is what they have come to expect. So that's why when people get online and they say, oh, you're spoiled or whatever, this is what I have come to expect from my parents. So when you've been expecting it, you're expecting money on that card. Like your dad was sending you money, right?
Yeah.
While you were in college, like what, every couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, every 2 weeks.
Every now and then he might miss or whatever.
Yeah.
But you had come to rely on that.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you just stop because, you know, that is like you're punishing the child, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because they don't, and like you said, you can't involve kids in the argument that you're having with your ex-spouse.
I don't think it's ever
They were
good.
not even there when you guys got married.
Yeah.
And now they're here, and you want to involve them and let them take sides. It's not okay, and it's certainly not okay for you to be cursing out said ex-spouse
to
your daughter. Of course she's going to say, hey, cut that out, Dad. And she shouldn't have to. You shouldn't put her in that position. You need to be able to control your own self. And, you know, I think with Russell, the fact that this has been going on for so long, a huge problem with that, apart from degeneracy and you being an asshole, is that ego.
Yeah.
You know, letting your ego get in the way of you just humbling yourself. You know, and I don't know if you want to talk about, there
have been times in, like, my relationship with my dad, like, we haven't always been, like, perfect or whatever. Like, we've had our issues, like, we've had our arguments and all this stuff, you know, or whatever. But one thing that I can appreciate about my dad is that he actually wants to have a good relationship with me. He actually goes out of his way. Like, even when he's done something wrong, he might be like, no, I'm not dealing with this now or whatever, but he will always come back and be like, you know, I heard what you said and I apologize. And he'll be vulnerable. Sometimes he will cry, you know. It's only been 2 times that I've seen this man actually cry. Yeah. But he's willing to humble himself, and even when he's not, like, even if I needed him something even if I needed him, like, even recently when we first came to Tanzania or whatever, I needed funds or whatever to come here. He couldn't provide it for me at that time, but since I've been here, he's been, like, providing funds and stuff like that or whatever, right? So, but he's willing to humble himself and be like, okay, I'll be there for you. I know I wasn't there for you then, but I want to make up for that. Exactly. You have to be willing to humble yourself. And I feel like, I think Russell is a horrible... Perfect. Yeah, no one's perfect. Obviously, perfect. Russell's not perfect, but you can't continue to go out there and berate your child and continue to create these emotional scars. It's not right. No, I feel like what he needs to do at this point, stop being fake and and trying to do performative parenting. Actually, maybe give your daughter some space, apologize, be there for her from a distance, and then maybe you guys can come together. But like this whole thing of being upset that she posted a Father's Day post, kids have opinions at the end of the day, and if you have not been there, that's kind of your consequence. You have to deal with that. But it's a shame that a man with this much money, it's just that guy with son Romeo Miller, who's working paycheck to paycheck. Yes, you have all this money, you have these kids. What's the point of having these children, having all this money, if you're not creating generational wealth and creating a legacy? It don't make no sense. If you struggled and you had to work paycheck to paycheck, or you had times where you were starving and you now have money, I think it's the dumbest thing on the planet Earth for you not to provide for your kids. I'm sorry, I'm not going to have my children out here struggling. Like, that's not why I have broken my back and had these blood, sweat, and tears for my kids to struggle for anything. Can't nobody tell me nothing conversation about kids have to work. I had to work, but there's a way that you can help your kids be a success. But you don't have to let them be out here struggling and being broke and all this stuff, working paycheck to paycheck. I'm sorry, anybody who making 8, 7, 10, 20 figures, it don't make sense to me for you to be doing that to your child. I think it don't make no sense. Just because she disagrees with you, I feel like he needs to get some therapy.
Your child disagrees with you, because it means that they're beginning to have a mind of their own, and they're going to be able to do that. But when you make her so unsafe, when you remove your financial protection, especially from your daughter, you are removing safety from her. That's what you're doing, and you're showing her that kind of man. You know what I'm saying? You're making that an example for her. And when she goes now to go and get married or whatever, she's going to end up with someone like you, because that's the only example that she knows. So,
and you doing all that yoga, but you are this being like irrational yelling. Like, I never heard of a yogi who...
Well, can you imagine if he wasn't doing that, how awful he'll be?
I don't even know if the yoga is helping him at all. You know, for me, I just feel the whole thing is very unfortunate. There's a way that you can make this work,
Russell is very
but
bitter
you need
for some reason. And it could be, you obviously need therapy, but the first thing you need to do is to understand, you can literally turn this around. I like what you said about, like, now, one of the things you can do, since there's been so much hurt, you can actually, like, provide for her. But so you have that safety, but give her space. Don't be like, I gave you $100 here. That means you have to talk to me. Provide for her, and give her space. Because your father does that sometimes.
That's what he will done provide, since I've been here.
Make sure that whatever, but he gives the space until she's ready to come. Like, I know I hurt you in the past. I'm giving you your space, but I'm here for you if you need me. And I promise you, your daughter will come. But that also softens their heart, because it makes them feel like even he's okay with me not talking to him. He understands I need to heal, but he still wants to do his part as a father. So I can understand that. That's part of the daughter beginning to trust your safety. Trust that she's safe with you. Because even though I'm ignoring him, he's still providing for me. And he's not pushing the issue. You know what I'm saying? So that begins to soften her heart and make her feel safe.
And then also I
can trust him now to talk to him and let him back into my life and unblock him.
Yeah. And then my thing is also, it's important that you provide for your children, because the thing is, you don't want your child to have to go and do questionable things because they are broke and they actually really need money. You don't want her to be put in that type of situation. She's like, I don't have any money, so I have to do this thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he has done some wrong, but it can be corrected.
It really can be corrected.
And everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect.
Like,
but
step up to the plate, please.
I mean, you're pushing 80. This behavior is really ridiculous.
These are the only 2 children he has.
I know, and then also the girls, like, you know, she'll unblock them for 2 minutes, and then you'll see what's it, text, oh, your mother's the C word, and then you'll be like, okay, well, hello, I mean, wake up, you're childish, like, aren't you 70? Like, it's too much.
He almost is. He's 60. He's going to be 66 this year.
I feel like fathers, I mean, because obviously we know some amazing fathers, but for the fathers who are out there struggling and who aren't being the best,
it can change.
It can change. You can do better.
You really can do better.
But stop harassing your kids and creating more emotional scars. It's not right.
And you apologizing doesn't make you weak, because the apology, honestly, it's not even for the child. Like I always tell you kids, when you guys do something wrong, I insist you apologize.
So you know that's wrong.
Because you're telling your brain, you're telling your heart that this is not something good. This is not right. It's like a self-correction.
Right.
That's why you apologize. So don't be afraid to apologize and put the ego aside. At the end of the day, you're not going to go, I don't know, bury you with your ego.
And my thing is, you want to have a good relationship. You don't want your kids to hate you to the point where they don't even come to your funeral. You know what I'm saying? Because those are your that's your legacy. And the fact that you're like damaging your kids emotionally is wrong. You've done wrong. Fess up to it. Don't be fake on about I love you more than I love myself. You can't when you're here cussing me out and calling the person who has been a present parent my whole life like bad words. Like I feel like sometimes fathers don't get it. Like not even, I'm not saying all fathers, but I feel like there's certain people who don't understand that you can't actually love your child if you go and you put down the mother. Because sometimes you like, because
and vice versa. Because they're a part of the father and the mother.
Right. So if you're putting her down, like, I mean, what are you saying about me? This is my parent. And especially if that parent has been there like 24/7. It doesn't help. It doesn't help, you strengthen that bond.
Yeah.
So I feel like it can be corrected, but I think this whole situation is unfortunate.
It is.
If she is doing this on live, I don't have any qualms about it. Yeah, she really has not come out like that to come and berate this man at all. And if this is the only way that she can speak her truth, and then that's fine. This is all part of her healing process. But do I think people should be coming for her for speaking what her experience has been? I don't think it's right. And I feel like we all need to just show a little grace, because this could all be us, and I'm sure we all have had tumultuous relationships with our parents. Like, I mean, there are times where you don't get along with your parents. There are some times where you come to blows with your parents. And I'm not saying physical blows, because ain't nobody touching no parent, right? But sometimes there are times where you hit like emotional blocks with your parents or whatever, or where you can't talk to them. And that's her story. Just because they have money doesn't mean that woman he giving her money. And I completely believe that.
Money does not eradicate sadness and pain.
Everybody got toxic family issues. Everybody's family is dysfunctional in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So let us all just give her a little bit of grace. I'm going to show a little bit of grace to Russell, and I'm not going to be here crucifying nobody because it's not my life. But you can fix this.
You really can.
And you need to fix it, because these are the only 2 kids you have. This should not be going on the way it's going on, and it's sad. And you should not be here being a narcissist trying to flip the script on your little Instagram page. I didn't buy that for 2 seconds. But that is Mary.
And Alma.
And we tell y'all, take a breath today. Take a breath. And hopefully, we can send some healing vibes and light and love to these people from afar. And I hope the daughters and the mother get the healing that they both need.
Yes, I know. Sending love your way, Kimora.
I know she's. My heart what she said. I got married too young.
Yeah, that was so. She got married a year younger than you.
I know.
A year younger than I got married at 24.
But he met her when she was 17. I think that's when they started dating.
She was very young. So
that ain't right, Russell. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say what was going to come out of my mouth, but that ain't right.
That pain is still there. But but
also, men, you should not be getting with very young women, because I feel like it's a control thing, and it's a way to, y'all basically know what that's about. I feel like we all know what that's about. But that's all we gotta say. Sending love to the daughters and the mom. And we are hoping, Russell, you fix this.
Yeah, you're in
Bali.
The
best of manners.
They say he's in Bali, so there's do some meditation there and stuff and pray, and
do right by your daughters. Go apologize.
Yeah.
Obviously, your meditation is not working because you're acting like this.
Yeah.
Apologize to your daughters. Give her some space.
Yeah.
And provide for her from a distance.
Yes.
But it's Mary.
And Amma.
We invite you guys to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment down below.
and thank you guys for watching.
Bye.
Bye.